Hello there. Welcome back to Sales Management in 5. In this video, I want to look at a question from the question paper of May 2025. So we are going to look at question 4 on that question paper. So our question 4 reads, name 5 aspects of physical image that is important for salespeople when dealing with clients. So of course, we have to name 5 aspects of the physical image. So basically, when we're looking at the physical image, we are looking at the well-being of the individual, how the individual looks, or how the individual conducts himself or herself. So basically, this is what we have. So within that context, you see that the aspects of physical image that is important for our salespeople when dealing with clients. We can talk about the appearance of the person, the health, the position of the person. Is the person in good health? And then also we can also look at the use of voice in terms of the tone of the voice. It's also very important. So those are the aspects that we have as mentioned in our other section, as we are having a personal neatness and attire, appearance, good health, manners, and habit, use of voice. So these are the aspects that needs to be taken into consideration. Then we have 4.2, give 5 benefits derived from accurate forecasting. And of course, we have forecasting. So in terms of forecasting, it is an informed prediction of future outcomes, or it may be a prediction of future trends. So that is forecasting. So forecasting also can be based on what has transpired before, and that is leading you to project and try to come up with an informed prediction of what is going to transpire in the future. So basically, that's what we have in terms of forecasting. So question requires us to give benefits derived from accurate forecasting. So you'll see that when we have got accurate forecasting, we are able to accurately come up with a future pattern. And if we are looking at sales projections, we can accurately come up with the actual movement of sales that is going to transpire. So that is what we have in terms of one of the benefits which we can derive from accurate forecasting. So we can also have a comprehensive knowledge of our customers. Remember, we can also project in terms of our customers. So we have comprehensive knowledge of our customers, and the products that they will buy also can be accurately be forecasted. So this is exactly as we have. So we have those benefits as also articulated in our other section. As we are saying, we are going to notice an improved cash flow due to accurate forecasting. We are also have to have a comprehensive knowledge of customers and products they buy, a skill to plan for production and capacity, knowing when and how much to buy, ability to identify the pattern or movement of sales, and of course, ability to determine the expected return on investment. So that is what we have got 4.2. Then we'll go to 4.3. Briefly explain 10 factors that will assure an effective and successful individual prospect approach. So we have prospect approach. So basically, within that context, prospect approach basically is a strategic sales method for identifying, or it might be for engaging and nurturing potential customers. And so the potential customers are the prospects who are a good fit for a company's product or service. So basically, that's the prospect approach. So the question requires us to briefly explain 10 factors that will assure an effective and successful individual prospect approach. So you are going to see that in terms of the factors, you are supposed to uh, clearly set an appointment, and the appointment should requires good planning and preparation. Should prepare for that appointment, and that is a factor that will assure an effective and successful individual prospect approach. So basically, that's what we have. So we also have when having the meeting with the prospect, a potential prospect, I never ask the questions that require negative answers. So as you ask questions that are going to require negative answers, it's going to deter the aspirations of that prospect. So that is what we have. So with that now, we see that as some of the factors that we have that will assure an effective and successful individual prospect approach, we can try to see as we refer to our other section. So these are the factors that we have. The first one is saying the appointment requires good planning and preparation, and then also set out clear objectives for the approach. Planning for the approach must provide for every possible eventuality. And then we've got the salesperson must pay special attention to appearance, personality, attitude, posture, and general behavior, and gesture. Of course, we also have further points that we have. Of course, if you go to our mark allocation, you see that 10 points are required. Each one of the 2 marks will give us a total of 20 marks. So that is what we have got 4.3. So moving on to 4.4, it reads name 5 psychological objections that clients may have. So of course we have a psychological objection. So basically, when we're looking at a psychological objection, it involves understanding and addressing the emotional and cognitive drivers behind a prospect's objections. That is psychological objections. So with that, the question requires us to name 5 psychological objections that clients may have. So you'll see that we can talk about self-satisfaction as a psychological objection. Ignorance, or we are just saying lack of knowledge, also can be part of the psychological objections that clients may have. So we check in terms of the list that we have. Of course, we've got prejudice as one of them, ignorance or lack of knowledge, fear, self-satisfaction, also we have indecision. So these are the points that we have in terms of 4.4, and this becomes the last part that we have in terms of our question 4. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. Let's meet again in the next video.